Hello everyone, my name is Let Us Play and welcome to a game called Reign of Swords. This game came out a long time ago. It was made by a company called Punch Entertainment. It's a 2D turn-based strategy game. It was released for mobile device. I remember playing this game back when I was in like middle school in like 2007 or 8 or something like that. When the kind of the first iPhones, people had like the iPhone 2 and 3 were like starting to come out, and I had a lot of friends who played this game, and this game is one of my all-time favorites. But the company that developed it, Punch Entertainment, went out of business, so it got taken off of the App Store and the Google Play Store, and it kind of ceases to exist. But you still can play it. It's available if you get the BlueStacks emulator. There's a download. If you kind of Google it, like it's a CNET website download link. I can put a lot of the information for that in the description of this video. But I'm gonna, just do a playthrough of it basically. This used to be one of my all-time like favorite games as a kid. I know a lot of how it like functions still. I don't know how every single unit works exactly. Like I'm looking at the list of units to my right here, and there's some that I don't remember everything about them. Like the shaman, I don't remember exactly what he does. The druid, pretty much. I know the priest just has like a heal, but I still don't know a lot of the stuff that he does. I'm pretty sure most of the other ones though I remember. Just kind of like some of the special units that aren't really like common. But yeah, so today I am going to get started in this game. I think I can start. Oh, that's right. I can start by customizing my little banners. So what color? This also affects what color my units are going to be. So I won't take too long doing this, but this is always kind of a fun part of the game. I'll probably do some combination of my channel colors, so I'll leave it white. I'll find the first lettuce plate looking type icon that I can find. But yeah, I noticed that there's a handful of people who actually are still have like a big interest in this game, but they don't. There's not like a means to play it for like most people. But if you have a PC and you're willing to get like a BlueStacks emulator, then yeah, you'll still be good to try it out. So I think I'll go with this emblem for now. You can always change it just by like I don't know how to get rid of this now. Oh, escape. That's right. You can still play it and go through it and everything. I'm pretty sure the entire game is open because I know you can get a trial version of the game that's not run in a BlueStacks or like in an emulator like format. But this is the full game. The only thing missing from this emulator is the music. So like there's just gonna be no background music unless you're actually playing and like moving your units and fighting. They still have a lot of the sound effects, but there's no music, so it is kind of awkward to play. You might want to have some of your own stuff going on in the background. But you start off in the Kingdom of Carrone here in the middle. As you complete it, new kingdoms will become unlocked. Yep. So I'm pretty sure you can skip the. I'm pretty sure you can skip the tutorial. Yeah, so I won't do that. I'll jump right into the first mission. So, destroy the opponent's army. This stuff is still, like, somewhat tutorial-y anyways. And there is, like, a plot to this. I thought you could just click to advance. Oh, you can. I don't know why I wasn't doing it before. Yeah, so since this game was made for mobile, a lot of the controls are kind of janky. So if I do stuff by mistake, just kind of, understand that it's like a ported game and it's not really supposed to be run in this format. But I'm just like super glad that it still exists and stuff. So this is what the, once you're in the game, this is what it looks like. You can see the different types of terrain, like the mountain trees and the tall grass versus the normal grass. They all have different like statuses. They can buff or kind of nerf what your units can do and how strong they are. You can see some of the different type of units here. There's like a cavalryman, sword and shield, more of like a light infantry, and then just militia that just have very like bare bones stuff. And it works a lot like you would think. Like the different units, like my units at full like armor are going to be stronger than these guys that just have like tunics and a spear and like that type of stuff. So We have crossbowmen and catapults placed on the ridge. Yep, so there are siege, units here. I have an archer and a catapult. So with these, this is the lowest level catapult. So you just kind of click on them to, enact their action, and then you, with your mouse, I think, yeah, there we go. It's kind of weird moving the map and with a targeted attack. So you click and hold, so I'm clicking and holding the mouse right now, and I can drag around to aim my catapult, so it'll hit all 5 of these little squares, and it does have a chance to miss, so I think it has a 1 unit, miss range, but it doesn't miss. It only does that, half the time, or, a third of the time. I wish I knew a little bit more of the specifics on how all the units work, but I'll just throw my catapult up there, and it did hit where I targeted, did 14 damage to the center guy, a little bit less damage to all the units on the outside. I don't hear the sound effects, and last time I played, I had sound effects, so let me see if I can... Okay, so I just tried to mess around with the sound, and I couldn't get it to work out. I'm pretty sure I used to have sound effects, but maybe I just didn't, and I was just remembering something else. But that's okay, we'll go through without the sound effects for now. I will go through the rest of my turn. My opponent moved first, and they kind of just advance their units forward. The cavalry units in this game, I do remember, are pretty strong, mostly because of their charge ability. So this guy will be able to use his right here, this front guy. Yep, a charge is a special attack that tramples multiple enemy foot units in a straight line. Basically what ends up happening is if there's a clear line of sight between a cavalry unit and an enemy unit without any of your units in the way or anything else, and it has to be a 3 square gap, I'm pretty sure, they just basically get bonus damage when they attack. So I don't have one available to me now, but what I'll do is I'll kind of position my cavalry on the side here so that in the next turn, when they move their soldiers a little bit further forward, I have a charge lined up this way. So hopefully that works out. I don't even know if I'll have a big enough range gap to do that necessarily, but I'll move my units up close to his. A lot of these early battles that they put you in, you're kind of at just an inherent advantage. Like the fact that I have 3 cavalry to his 1, and I have ranged units, just makes it so that I have a huge advantage, even though he has more foot soldiers. You can see how the damage works when his militia soldiers attack my pikemen. The pikemen will retaliate, first. If they're getting attacked first, they'll always get the first hit. They're unique to do this. There's only a couple other units that do this. I know one of the strongest form of the cavalry unit does that as well. As their army closes with ours, try to position them for a charge. Yep, so I've done that. So I have the option for a charge now. I actually can kill 2. I can kill all 3 of these units with a charge, which normally doesn't happen. Normally you'll get 1. These guys can do 100 damage, literally full damage to the weakest militia unit here, but they'll only do 70 or something like that to the the middle tier unit. But in this case, I have 3 half health targets. I can charge through all 3 of them, and you can see what it looks like here. It's part of the reason why cavalry are so insane in this game. I try and get a large amount as I can. You'll see the way that units are deployed later, but they cost more of the deployment currency or whatever to put a cavalry unit on the field instead of one of these units. They cost 200 of the points or whatever, and the normal soldiers cost anywhere from 50 to 125 or something like that. But yeah, I think this guy, yep, this guy has a charge. You can see he only does 56 to this middle range infantry unit, and also this is a weaker version of the cavalry, so I think he just does less damage anyway. But we can still get a charge, and since we attacked diagonally like that, instead of directly from the side or the front, his unit couldn't return damage to us, which is pretty good. Just forgot to use my ranged guys for this turn, but we'll use them now. right, and then I just have one dude left. I'll kind of move him down here so he can come around on the next turn. Yep. So when your turn is done, when you've moved all of your units, it automatically goes to the next turn. The functionality of this game is pretty simple. I'll have this guy, yelling at me for like these first three missions where they're kind of explaining to you how to play and like what the strategy should be and stuff like that. Yep. So I think we'll either win on this turn or the next turn. It'll probably be the next turn, actually. Let's kill this cavalry guy. When your units get weaker, so you can see how my my pikeman right here has 12 health, I do like less damage. So the attack and defense of your unit gets worse as they get lower health. So you want to kind of control your strongest units first. You'll get the most amount of damage as you can in some situations. Other times, like if this guy has 5 health, what I'll sometimes do is just hit him so that I can get off, like 3 or 4 damage, something measly, but my unit will die, and then it creates the room for my stronger unit to fill the gap to come in and get his damage off as well. So I'll come up and around here. I don't have enough room to get around this guy, so you can see it kind of takes up the space with this 5 health unit, so my stronger guys can't really get in the fight just yet, but it'll be okay. We're about to win on this next turn. The first zone, as you might imagine, is quite a bit easier than a lot of the later zones, so we'll probably roll over these first couple missions. Maybe even like the next zone or two will be just as easy. But this game does get pretty hard. I remember, if I'm remembering correctly from however many years ago I played it, around the late rounds. So there it is. You finished the first mission. Your valor today does you credit. Let us play it, as does the years of your service to my family. Neil, accept the honor of and duty of knighthood. Sick. Alright. So the spoils of war. So every time you finish a mission, you get rewarded with more units to choose from. So in this mission, we didn't get to like deploy our units, but eventually, for the majority of the game, we'll be given like a deployment zone. So like around here was where my units like started out. So we'll get like 10 squares, and it'll be like, choose the units you want to do. And it'll give you a certain amount of points, and units like the knights and the catapults cost a lot more, while the footmen cost significantly less. So you can choose if you want to have a lot of weak units or a few strong units, or like a combination, and you can kind of plan it out like that. So that'll be kind of how it works for the majority of the time, and I think once I play through it, you'll kind of see more of how it works. So now that we've finished the first mission, you can kind of see we get this menu filled in with the units that we have. So we have 2 foot soldiers, 2 pikemen, some cavalry, an archer, and a catapult. And as we complete more missions, we'll get more, and you can upgrade them too. So like these symbols at the top are upgrades. So the armor's defense, this is attack. This will turn like a militia soldier into a cavalry unit if you use the beast upgrade, and they all have their own things that they do. I'm sure I'll cover all that stuff in a lot more detail later. But yeah, so I think that is a good place to cut the opening. I'm gonna go through and do all the Carrone missions next time out, and then we'll move on to the different kingdoms, and you can find out a lot more about the game. We'll learn about raids are another thing. It's a different way to fight and use your army in this game, aside from just the primary campaign missions. But those aren't available to us yet. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're excited to see some Reign of Swords content. I know a lot of people out there will be like extremely excited to see this type of thing. I know that a lot of people do love this game, and it was a very, very good game back then when it was popular. So Yep. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time. Peace.